Hello and welcome to NSK's PV Power Hour for July 29th, 2017. My name is Yoshi, and I am joined by Charlie Dragon. What's up?
Sleepy time.
Sleepy time! You tired? I'm tired. We all got
Yeah.
stuff to do. But before we do those things, we gotta talk about some idle stuff. So
Ooh.
much has come out.
God, yeah. I think I said on Twitter there'd been something like 30 releases over the last couple weeks.
And there are 30 releases of note, right? It's not just
Yeah.
who is this fucking idol group from the middle of nowhere in Japan. No, it's known groups, people that people follow.
Yeah.
So it's a metric ton of releases, and we gotta get to them. Unfortunately, we are not able to cover everything that we'd like to. We had to cut some stuff because it was just getting out of hand. It was just getting way too much. So there are certain PVs we want to talk about that we cut out, but we just don't have the time, unfortunately, at the moment. Just wanted to give a shout out to the number 244 on Twitter, and he's a staff writer for NSK. He writes a little snippet for every PV basically that comes out of note on the site. So check that out. He puts in so much fucking work to do it. He's talking about more PVs than we are on the show. Give him a head, give him all your love. Send all your love his way. He's doing an amazing job. He's covering all the PVs that come out of note. And yeah, check it out on New School Kaidan and follow New School Kaidan on Twitter, and you'll get updates on all the significant PVs that come out in the idol industry. So give the number 244 some love, guys.
I think he also still does the Hello Project Power
Power
Hour, too.
rankings as well. Yeah, he is the hardest working man in NSK. I'll tell you that much. So, shout outs to him.
Yeah.
He does awesome work. We appreciate it. He helps me keep up with everything. So, yeah, shout outs to the number 244. So, let's get started here. Let's talk about Magical Punchline.
What is the punchline?
It's a Harry Potter punchline. I can't think of a Harry Potter joke.
Me either.
Yep. Harry Potter. Sorry, I don't know why I gave him a Cockney accent, but so Magical Punchline, our favorite magical girl group, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
And
I guess we could call it that.
their music is always had like this whimsical, fantastical element to it, and it's quite apparent here as well. A lot of harpsichords and lots of march type of feel to it.
Yeah,
It's
definitely a marching beat.
yes, and of course at the chorus it does go to like a double bass drum, like as if it was like a metal song. So it's kind
got
of
a lot of bass in it.
yeah, it's funny, it's interesting. But it's got this like regal horn section and like Victorian harpsichord sounds. It's a really eclectic song. Uh,
And bagpipes.
Bagpipes, of course, because why not?
Yeah, because we got to mix English or well, I guess.
English, Scottish, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like that area of the world.
Yeah,
In fantasy world is what Magical Punchline wants to be.
it's like Europe and Scotland and.
Western Europe, basically. The Isles up there.
I was thinking the harpsichord might be more like Italian, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I don't know. When I think of that, when I hear the harpsichord sound, I just immediately think about Victorian England for some reason. It's probably
Yeah.
because Japan has beaten that sound to death with their Victorian character designs in anime, and they always have the harpsichord sound for, the soundtracks for those shows that have that kind of cultural impact in it. So
yeah.
that's the reason why. It might not be, correct, but
I
that's
guess
the reason for me.
I guess the harpsichord is Western Europe in origin.
Right. So it's very much that. It's kind of weird. No, it's not kind of weird. It is a weird song, and the bridge is basically like a vaudevillain piano ragtime song. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird as fuck.
Yeah. There's even a horse in there.
Yeah. It whinnies. I kind of like this song, but I think it's lacking that, don't mind the pun, but it's lacking a punch for me. I don't know what it is, but
it's a Hidain song without Hidain.
Right.
It doesn't have that quality that he puts in.
Like the goofiness, I guess. It's done very straightforward.
Yeah. Is this your first major single?
No, I don't think so.
It says first single on here.
Oh, well, they had the mini album. That was their debut.
Oh.
Yeah. They've had stuff out. This is not their first PV.
Yeah, that's how I was like, wait, first single?
Yeah. Yeah, they debuted with a EP or a mini album. Sort of like Wasta.
Okay, yeah,
so,
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's an interesting song.
Yeah.
It's not bad, though.
It's got an interesting composition, but I feel like there's something lacking in the vocal melody.
Yeah, for sure.
It just, I don't know, it doesn't fit with the music for me.
Yeah. I think there's a hook missing, I think, too.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. But I think it was the vocal melodies that I really kind of got a disconnect with. They just didn't seem to connect together.
Yeah, I think the instrumentals and the vocals don't really mesh. It's almost like separate entities that's just coexisting. So it's an odd mix. But I don't think it's bad at all.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it's bad, but it definitely takes away from it for me.
Yeah, I think it could be better, for sure.
It's like very classic Idol vocals with a very not classic Idol sound.
Right. Yep. But it's a very specific sound that they have, I think, at this point. They have a very specific, Magical Punchline sound now to me.
Yeah.
It's always going to be whimsical. It's going to sound like a fantasy movie soundtrack and, mixed with Idol elements. So it's neat. It's a very unique identifier for me.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the PV. There is really not much going on. They're just walking around having an adventure in a very open field and forest. That's it.
A lot of elements just don't quite make sense.
Yeah, I don't know what they're trying to do, really.
Why are they walking around with torches in an open field in the middle of the day?
You're right. There's no point in a torch because it's not dark.
But
it's torches are adventure-y, right?
Not that long.
Yeah. So it's a weird thing.
Yeah, it almost makes me like wonder if they're trying to throw in some Olympic imagery or something in there. But that's the best I could come up with.
No, I don't think so. I think the Olympics would be too grounded. I think they're trying to go for something a little more out of this world.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to go for fantasy elements, but there's literally nothing magical or fantastical about the PV. It just looks like it would be the setting of a fantasy war movie or something,
They needed like an org or a troll to pop out of somewhere.
Right, exactly. Or shoot some magic from their hands and staff or something.
Yeah.
None of that happens.
No.
Nothing that would suggest fantasy or any sort of epic adventure. I don't know what they're doing.
This is the most boring D&D campaign I've ever seen.
The Dungeon Master's like, oh, there's no enemies, so you guys do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Shit,
pretty much.
What's the point? Why am I playing this game?
Yeah.
So there's no conflict here whatsoever. We have no idea what they're doing. They might as well be like forest fairies that serve no purpose. They just hang out in the forest.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically, hey, look at us, we're walking around.
Yep. So,
sort of not really at all being anything.
Yep. So there's really not much else to say about this PV, honestly.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I knew where they were.
Oh yeah, it looks cool. It's a
It's
big ass
great location.
and they didn't use it to its full potential. They could have added some CG monsters, or you know, they could have had like 1,000 extras that had swords and stuff. But of course, it's probably not in their budget. But you know, it would have been great if they had some sort of on-field battle. But that doesn't happen. So it's a little disappointing.
No, they got 17,000 views. They could have asked for some volunteers.
Yeah, I'm sure they have fans that would be more than happy to participate, but yeah, I don't get this PV at all. I think it's bad and boring. It's not shot bad. It looks great.
Yeah.
Colors, the location looks great. But
the night shots are good.
Yeah, but there's literally nothing going on, and that's bad when they're outside and in a gigantic location.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Yep.
They definitely missed the bullseye on this one.
For sure. They missed pretty wide, too.
Yeah, they hit on the board, but I wouldn't say they hit in the target.
No. They hit, like, the edge.
Yeah. Like, so. They hit, like, the 10.
Yeah.
The number 10.
Yeah.
Not... yeah, I mean...
lowest points you can get.
The only thing that... in here is the dance performance.
Yep.
And, I
That's
mean...
nothing of note either.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So that's what 100,000 other PVs we've seen.
Yep.
So yeah,
it sucks because we complain about this PV takes in one set and it's boring because it takes place in one set. This had way more ambition. Yeah, but they did nothing with it. It's mind-boggling.
It's still one set.
Yeah, basically.
It just happens to not be a white warehouse.
Yeah. They just didn't take advantage of it at all. It's a real shame.
They made some good usage of the drones, but there's nothing for the drones to see.
Yeah, it's just the members in tiny little specks, basically.
Yeah.
So. Alright, anything else on this?
No.
Rate it.
I'm gonna give the PV a 60. They tried. That's about all I can say. They tried.
Sure. They get the participation award.
They used good cameras.
Wow.
That gets a thumb up. And the girls look alright. The song, I'll give the song a 70. It misses that one X factor, and I think a lot of it for me has to do with the vocal melodies.
I'll give the PV a 55. It's shot nicely, but it is unbelievably boring, and it's mind-numbing how they did nothing with the location. Such a cool location, but nothing. So, it's just empty, soulless. Song, I'll give a 73. It's got catchy moments. I like the chorus, but I don't think it all meshes very well. I think that's going to be the theme for tonight. There are a couple other songs where I don't think the vocals and the instrumentals mesh. So, yeah, it's not going to be the only one tonight. And Blue kind of looks like Nakajima Saki mixed with Yamada Nana, so that's cool. I like that. That's Magical Punchline, Paredo wa Tsuzuku. Next up, speaking of one set, PassCode, same to you.
Okay, same to you.
Yep. So, PassCode, what is this, 3 PVs in a span of a month or something?
Yeah.
Yep. So, they are one of these groups that have contributed to this mass release of the past couple weeks or so. And we appreciate them for it. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the other one was.
It was the one where they were being chased by the random dudes. and they had the band who were dressed in white in the back.
Was
And
that Miss Unlimited?
No, it was something else. I don't remember. I didn't like it that much.
Yeah.
So, I think PassCode recently started to kind of stray away from their usual auto-tune the fuck out of everything, but they're back.
A little bit. I don't know. There's been an awful lot of auto-tune.
It's just too much for me. I can't do it. I can't get into this.
I think I've said it every time. The best thing about PassCode is the screaming.
Yep. And there's very little of that here.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
This song doesn't seem to have a whole lot for vocals in it.
Yeah. It's a weird song. It feels a little kind of all over the place. And I think the autotune vocal filtering kind of kills the melodies for me. It always does.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to get the melody stuck in my head because they play with the melody just by adding the filter on top. That there's like almost no melody. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but
yeah,
they put a melody on top of the melody, so there's like a clash of melodies. That's how autotune has always felt to me. So
yeah, it makes the vocals seem drawn out longer than they should be.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how I felt about early PassCode, and those feelings are back.
Yeah. I know a lot of people like them.
Yeah, I can see.
Obviously,
I can see
with
why.
380,000 views on one video.
Yeah.
But I cannot get into them.
Yeah.
And this is no different.
Yeah.
And it really makes it hard to rate it because it just I don't find anything of value in it.
Yeah. It doesn't speak to you at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although the interlude in this one's not bad. Or the bridge.
It's different, yeah.
It's a little softer than normal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think my favorite thing they've done is, like, Bite the Bullet and Axis. And I think those had way more distinguishable melodies, while this one, I don't think has one.
Yeah.
It's just not catchy for me, and I'm sorry, I'm all about catchiness. I like things to be catchy. I want to sing along with the music I'm listening to, so I can't do it with most of their music, unfortunately.
No.
It just doesn't get stuck in my head.
No, this is... Yeah. It doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
I like the instrumentals, but the vocals just completely destroy it.
Yeah. Instrumentals have never been an issue, I think.
No.
A little too much synth for me, but the guitar and drum work has always been excellent. Bass I can't really speak for, because I don't know shit about bass licks and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the instrumentals have always been fine. I don't even mind the synth in it, but the vocals are just...
I think the synth perpetuate their stereotype of we need our vocals to be auto-tuned. It's like it adds to it and like enables it. It's like, hey, we have synth instrumental so we can auto-tune our vocals, or we have auto-tune vocals so we can put synth in it. And they end up sounding like the band Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which I think PassCode is a direct reference to them. So,
yeah, I've read a few comments about them.
Yeah,
and comparison to them.
Yeah, I would say that band is basically PassCode, but with dude vocals. Same auto-tune sounds, synth sounds, and everything. So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm not feeling it. PV takes place in one set, and it's a light show, basically.
Yeah, and it's a really bad one at that. The red light that they use is, like, really bad. It's all blurry and distorted and like their vocals.
Well, everything looks blurry. It sort of
Yeah.
has like a tint of a Japan filter on top. So
Something, yeah. But there's one shot where it's like really red and they're dancing in it.
mm-hmm.
And it just doesn't look very good.
Mm-hmm. It's bloody, man.
Yeah.
So edge.
I don't know. I don't like that in concerts either.
Yeah.
When they use red lights.
It's very specific.
Hurts my eyes. This doesn't, but in concerts it does.
Yeah.
Which is weird. It's actually supposed to be better for you in the dark than white light.
Right.
Yeah, when she's screaming, it's just like, it's all pixelated and distorted and...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just threw in random filters and stuff in it.
Yeah, random graphics over the top of it.
Because there's really nothing of note visually happening, so...
Yeah, just some dancing and singing. It's a live performance, basically, without the crowd.
Yeah.
Which actually makes it a lot more boring. You don't see the people jumping up and down and screaming.
Yeah.
Which they did for that one video. It was a live shot. Where they were in the middle of the crowd.
Yeah, I remember that. I think that was like their second or third single.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, I think it was a long time ago. That's when we're like, oh god, they auto-tuned everything in their vocals. This is not for us. I remember talking about it with you. So.
Mm-hmm. I think we've talked about every PassCode release.
I think so. Pretty much. Alright, anything else?
Is kind of surprising considering how much we really don't care for it.
Yeah, I mean, we got to talk about it because people like them. So
yeah.
I'm sure they're probably sick of us not liking it. Well, unfortunately, we can't all have the same tastes.
I've liked...
Like I said, I liked Bite the Bullet and Access. Those are my favorite things PassCode's ever done.
It might have been Bite the Bullet that I liked. I'd have to go back and re-listen to it.
I think that song had the best balance of vocals that were screaming, clean, and auto-tune, vocoder, whatever. And I think it was the best.
Yeah, I remember the one was more vocoder than auto-tune.
Yeah, I think that was definitely Bite the Bullet.
Yeah.
So
I didn't mind that song.
I liked it.
Yeah, I gotta give this like a 67. I just, I can't get over the vocals. As much as I might like the instrumentals, the vocals just kill it. The PV gets like a 62. It's marginally more entertaining than watching Magical Punchline.
It's very marginally.
Yeah, they use worse cameras or worse filtering.
Yeah, filtering for sure, yeah. I'll give the song a 68. Just same as you, same issues as you. And PV is 60. It's, yeah, definitely not an interesting PV. And I can like one set PVs, but this just doesn't do it for me. Just need a little more intrigue. Yeah. So it's a PassCode, same to you. Next up, HKT48, Kisu wa Matsushikanai no Deshouka. Do I have to wait for the kiss?
I don't know. Do you?
I don't know. I'm not a teenage girl. I wouldn't know what they're thinking.
Why don't you just go take it?
Oh. Oh.
I mean, if you really want it.
I guess that's what they're talking about, but I don't think so. I think they're talking about some sort of, I don't know, keep on keeping on, stuff like that.
Sakura does not look very good at the opening of this. That is Sakura, right?
Yeah. Wait. What do you mean she doesn't look very good in this?
I don't know. There's something about the way her... I don't know if it's her makeup or what. I just didn't like the way she was in the very opening of it.
She looks fantastic. I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy.
I just realized that's Mario at the very beginning.
No, that's not Mario.
Is it?
That's someone completely new. She's been the center for like the past 3 singles. I forgot her name. Matsuoka Hana, I think. So she's Team T2. So they're like, Meru, she's old news. Kodama Haruka, she's old news. It's the Matsuoka Hana generation. So she's been the center for like the last couple singles, and yeah,
gotta have Sakura in there, cause
Sakura she's solid.
Yeah,
she's what is she now? Kami 7 in the past election, or top 9-ish, I think.
Yeah,
right?
top 10 at least.
Yeah, so she's up there, man. She's one of the most popular members, and great. That's more good shit from me. So, I guess we talk about the PV first. This PV doesn't really have a story per se. It's more of like concepts and ideas. Each member will have some sort of line at the end. They say it's like don't give up kind of statements at the end. And, you know, the title suggests a song about love, but the PV is far from that. It's very straightforward. Like, they put together 2 members from the Senbatsu and have them just play around in random places. So there's really no theme. There's no story to it. It's just, hey, you go frolic with this member on the field, and you go ride a bike with Kodama Haruka, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Go eat ice cream with Mio. Or shaved ice, whatever. That's it.
Yeah.
And the PV is actually directed by the 19-year-old, currently college student Matsumoto Kana. I think it's Kana. She's apparently an actress. So, she directed this PV. She did okay.
Yeah, I mean, she's a what student?
She's a college student.
That's all it says?
Yeah. Japan really likes to point out, like, oh, this girl who's an actress is also a college student. Isn't that neat? Japan loves doing that shit.
Yeah.
I always have to point out that someone is a student and a celebrity. As if to say that makes them a better person or something.
Well, they didn't do that for Momoka.
Ariasu?
Yeah.
No, I'm sure, like, if she goes on some TV show where they talk about her specifically, they'll be like, oh, here's a neat little fact. She goes to college, too. Isn't that cool?
No. They didn't.
I mean, that's not you haven't seen every TV show. But
no, they purposefully did not mention it because she didn't want it mentioned.
That's fine, but they do that all the time. They're like, "Oh, this girl goes to Waseda. She goes to Keio. She goes to an Ivy League school." Like, they do this shit all the time. It's like when people are talking about Emma Watson, how she went to Brown University or whatever. It's just there's this fascination about, oh, celebrity goes to this school. Like, remember all the AKB girls that went to all the fucking schools, and they're like, oh, she's a finance student at KO, and that's really prestigious and shit, you know? So.
Yeah, no, with Momoka, she graduated before they ever acknowledged she actually was going to school.
Then that's probably, like, more for her. She probably was like, hey, can we not mention this so I don't get stalked at school?
Pretty much, yeah.
I totally understand. I would do the same. But, yeah, this PV is just the members just hanging out in a, like, beachside town.
Does that look like the set from, oh, God. What was the one where the walls closed in?
Sakura minna de tabeta.
Oh yeah, everybody eats Sakura, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I remember the name.
They were wearing capes. Yeah, I remember. I like that PV, actually.
I guess it's not the same set.
It looks similar. I can totally understand where you're coming from. It definitely looks similar.
Yeah, but that set didn't have windows, so.
No. So. But yeah, it's a nicely shot PV. There's moments of hey, I'm recording this on 8mm film, so I'm gonna add
Yeah.
borders and shit, and it's so cool, right?
We're using this really retro camera.
Yeah, and it's not the case. They just added that shit after shooting the video.
But they make
But
it look they play it off well. They make it actually appear like they are recording it with one.
right, right, and it's done nicely. It's shot nicely. It's shot in a more like indie film style. It's got like a sepia tone to it, but not in a way that washes out the colors too much. I can
Yeah.
still see the colors, so it's kind of like a artsy movie kind of technique, which I would totally expect from a 19-year-old college student actress.
Yeah.
So
Especially if she's going to like film school or something.
I bet she is. Yeah, I mean, why else would she direct a PV, right?
Yeah.
If she's actually an actress, so.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's done nicely, and this 19-year-old college student actress might have done a better job than a lot of the well-experienced PV directors of AKS past.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good PV, and it's good to see our favorite members, just frolicking, having fun, and it looks very natural, so it doesn't look forced, which is good.
Yeah. I mean, you're 19. You can talk to them at their level.
Yeah.
You're not some old dude going do this.
Yeah. Yeah. You have a point there. That's a very legitimate point.
So.
Yeah, it's pretty good PV, I think. It's not that interesting, but at least it's good member fan service. I'm not talking about bikini fan service. I'm just talking about the way they portray the members and stuff. It's good
Yeah.
showcase of members, and I appreciate that because I don't know some of them. So
I don't know a lot of them.
yeah,
I mean, I recognize the big names.
of course,
Uh,
the big names are
but-
still there.
yeah. And there's a few I recognize who I can't recall the name of right off the top of my head, but
Right.
yeah, this is very, life in the day of type video.
Yeah.
But it's not like a behind the scenes type thing.
Right.
It's just like, yeah, we're doing this today, and there's
It's
a
like a
camera
fake-
following us.
Yeah, it's like a fake behind the scenes, basically.
It's like-
staged.
It's like candid camera type stuff.
Yeah.
Or what you could get from a candid camera
Right.
type.
Yeah, and this PV shows that I think Sashi is way too old to be hanging out with teenage girls and singing songs like this because this song is cute as fuck.
That's funny.
She just sticks out to me, man.
Yeah.
Like it's the similar effect of seeing Tsugunaga Momoko in Country Girls, where she's surrounded by girls almost basically 10 years younger than her, and she's like 25 and doing cute vocals and cute dances and cute songs and cute outfits, and it's just a little odd. And I feel that with Sashi a little bit. I love Sashi, don't get me wrong. She is a pillar of HKT, but she just looks a little old compared to everyone else.
Yeah,
But-
I could see that.
And
She's
wearing that outfit too. Yeah.
she's starting to show her age a little more than the rest of them.
Yeah. She's aging great. I'm not saying she's aging
No.
horribly. I think she's very pretty. I've always found her to be very pretty. But yeah, she seems like the mom of the group now, and not sure if that's what you really want when
But
you're pushing a new generation.
she basically is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed there's not some of the members I actually like in here.
Like
But-
who?
Maria.
Well, she got phased out real quick after like the second and third gen came in, I think.
Yeah.
And she was always a background member, even
No,
during
she
the
was-
first gen days.
She was basically just a replacement for Nako, and Nako wasn't available.
Right. And then, when Nako and Miku came in, that she was one of the first members to just get pushed out of the Senbatsus.
I think Maria was after Nako and Miku.
Yeah, maybe a little bit after. Maybe
Because
when third gen
Maria
came in.
Maria came in and took over the youngest member spot from
Right.
Nako.
She's still even in the group?
Yeah, she's in T2.
Oh, okay. Good for her. So let's talk about the song. It's a very straightforward AKS, up-tempo, cute, and I think very catchy. This is, if I had to compare the SKE and NMB summer singles that we've so far talked about in the past month or so, this is my favorite one, and it's not close.
Yeah.
This is the best one.
Yeah.
The song-wise, just, it's catchy, it's cute, it's got really good energy, and yeah, just, I think it's awesome. I think it's a really catchy song.
It's that horny, upbeat summer song that they do.
Yeah.
And it's very typical AKS, but it's still good.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I don't really like the typical AKS stuff because a lot of it falls flat melodically, which is the biggest issue for me. This song has awesome melodies. Like, I listened to it one time, and that hook, da 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 da, it's so simple, but it's so catchy and just stays with you. And I love this song.
Yeah.
I enjoy it a lot.
I kind of wonder if it's not because we have taken such a break from AKS that this is like, yeah, I like this.
Well, I feel like when we talk about enemies like Masaka Singapore and SK's Igaini Mango, we're like, yeah, this is very atypical AKS. It's so standard and, kind of void of personality that it's just whatever. This song has this cute energy that those other two songs did not have at all.
Yeah.
It has personality of some kind. It's there.
Yeah, I feel NMB went a little too serious with theirs.
Yeah.
And SKE just, I don't know, it lacked life.
Yeah.
Period. Despite the fact they were dancing on a beach in bikinis or...
Right. I mean, that PV did not do the song any favors either. That PV was incredibly boring for a summer bikini PV.
Yeah, I would say even STU's song was better than SK and NMB.
I honestly can't go that far.
They're all right there on the same line.
Middle ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
STU might be like a couple notches above, but not enough to make it like worthwhile.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I like to listen to a little more up-tempo stuff, so I'd rather still listen to, like, the NMB SKE stuff. But yeah, this song is clearly the head above the rest.
Yeah.
I like this song a lot.
Now, is this their own single, or is this off of the AKB single?
This is their own single. This is their 10th single.
Only 10?
Yep.
Somebody's been slacking off.
Are you surprised?
No.
From the guy who delivered 2 new stages in the past 5 years when he said every team will get a new stage.
By 2017?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to get, one new stage every, 6 months or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, he was supposed to give every team a new stage, and I think the only ones that got new stages were, an NMB team and, I think it was Team N and maybe, SKE.
No, I don't think SKE did.
Someone got a new stage, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it's Team A or something? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't remember, but it's 2 new stages in the past 5 years, so yeah. Whatever. That's Hockey P.
Yeah.
Anything else on this?
Nope.
Rate it.
I'll give the song a 78. It's a good catchy song. I enjoyed it. The PV I'll give a 75. It's all right.
I'll give the song an 85. I think it's awesomely catchy, cute energy. This is exactly what I want from HKT, and the song doesn't really sound like every other HKT song, which is good. I wasn't really impressed by their last couple singles. I thought Bagute Ijan or Bagute Ika, whatever, that song was okay, but this song is the best HKT single since I think Junibyo or Sakura Mina the Tabata. I think those were the last two that I enjoyed a lot. So yeah, this one's up there for me. I really like this one. PV, I'll give a 78. I think it's a nicely shot PV. I do think the colors are a little dark, not washed out, but it's a little dark. So it kind of looks like a fall PV almost. It doesn't look like a very summery PV. So it's lacking in that color department of just providing that energy back up to the song. But yeah, it's nicely shot. Members look great. It's well done, 19-year-old college student actress. So that's HKT48, Kiswa Matsushika Nai no Desho Ka. Next up, oh boy, here's a summer single if we ever saw one. Niji no Conquistador. Natsu no yoru wa mijika sugiru kedo. Summer nights are too short.
I'll almost say this is more fan service than the first one we talked about.
Absolutely. It's this is the most blatant fan service I've seen in a while, where Nemoto Nagi is a very how do you say gifted, quote unquote gifted girl. Half of the screen is taken up with her chest, and it's it's quite awkward, and basically every member makes a very lustful, seductive face the entire time, and some of those members are way too young to be making those kinds of faces. Maybe I'm being too sensitive to all that, but to me, a little too much for me.
For me, I don't know how old they are.
You don't want to know.
I know Shimizu is like 20.
Shimizu?
Yeah, the tan girl.
Are you sure she is 20?
She was born in 97.
Okay. She looks way younger than that. But like, the front members, except for maybe Tsurumi Moe, are like 15 and 17, somewhere in between, and yeah, it's a little awkward for me.
Yeah, I thought this PV was a little awkward.
Yeah, it's kind of uncomfortable because not just their age, but like you can pick Predia, who is totally age appropriate to make sexually suggestive PVs. If they were doing that to me the entire time, I don't know. I'd probably feel a little better about myself, but I'd still be like, okay, this is kind of awkward. But then again, all Predia PVs are basically them making sexual gestures at you, but that's nor here or there. So it's just...
Yeah, I mean... I guess it's what I expect in some cases.
Expect from Nijikon?
No, just in general.
For like bikini PVs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wasn't expecting another bikini PV.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's not even just the bikini part, it's that, like, the title of the song is Summer Nights Are Too Short. That suggests certain things there already. And then on top of that, the PV's basically all at night by the pool or in the bedroom. And it suggests a lot of things, and it depends on how you interpret it, I guess. I interpret it as very sexually suggestive.
Oh, without a doubt. I don't deny that.
No, but some people will be like, "Oh, it's just idols being idols." They'll dismiss it, but I'm
Well, yeah, it
not able
is
to,
being
really.
idols. It is idols being idols because sex
Yeah, but you won't
sells.
see. I don't think you'll see Nogizaka do something like this. You know, where they're
No.
in a bikini and showing half their cleavage and also making sexual faces. I don't think they're the types to do that. Of course, we're not able to see their PVs because their PVs are blocked. So I don't know what they're doing. They might be doing straight up porn these days, but I wouldn't know because that shit is blocked. I can't watch it.
I'm not so sure about that because um it's they I think Nogizaka still do quite a bit of gravier work.
Yeah, but
So
they don't do like a straight up bikini single, right?
probably not.
I don't think
But
they do.
I don't think any of their songs really fit that image either. though.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. They have a very like clean and pure image, the quote unquote virginal image, right?
Yeah.
This is just straight up like if Predia did this PV, I'd probably be okay with it. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Predia or
Paspo,
yeah.
SDN, rip in pieces.
If they existed.
Yep. So yeah, it's
How about
little,
Jam?
No. They're like the same age as Nijikon. So
Are they?
No,
Okay.
No, I'm good. It's Dell says it's in my blood. It probably is, but I try to bury it as much as possible. Try not to think about it. So it's shot really nicely. Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
shot great. This is way better looking PV than the previous two that we talked about. I know I had some issues with the filtering, sepia colored tone to the videos. The editing's really good. The location's nice. The pool looks crisp as fuck with the lighting.
Yeah, this is some really nice Guam resort they used.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure all three of these PVs were recorded in Guam.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. They all did it at once. They probably went to Guam for a couple days, shot everything in a couple days. So,
Yeah.
it's great. It looks awesome. Just not really interesting. It's a straight up fan service, basically.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, maybe to some people there's a lot wrong with that, but it's a straight up fan service. If you're into Nijikon and you're into bikini stuff, you'll probably love it.
Well, I mean, the youngest member has a fairly tame bikini, at least.
Still, like that. She's like 12 or some shit, right?
Nah, it's not quite. She's
Leave her out of this PV. Just the
15,
context
I think.
of being in the PV is
maybe they ended that, but
still weird.
yeah.
But I don't hate watching it. I do feel uncomfortable at times, but it's shot nicely, so I'm not complaining about that. It's done very well. They set out to do what they wanted to do, and they accomplished it.
Oh yeah, they definitely accomplished the fan service PV.
Yeah.
And it is a good looking video.
Yep.
And if you like the members, they're good shots of them.
Yeah, it looks good. It's a good looking PV.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's interesting though.
No. The interest is the fan service, basically.
Yeah.
I think. Let's talk about the song. It is a very not Nijikon song. It's very mature. It's got a... I don't know how to describe this kind of music. Like a little bit of an R&B feel to it.
Yeah.
New Jack Swing kind of instrumentals. Not quite the beat, but instrumentals. It's a very mature song for them. And, makes sense with the PV, I guess.
Yeah. Definitely.
But, yeah, I do think it's a good song. It's pretty catchy. Not the catchiest, but the feel of it is awesome. I love the atmosphere it creates. It's really cool, really suave, really fresh and clean.
This is definitely a song I could see Predia doing.
Yeah, definitely.
It definitely sounds more like something they would do.
Yeah.
Or even X21.
I really want Predia to do something like this because recently they've just been doing like synth pop dance stuff.
Yeah.
This would be awesome for Predia. Like this more of a natural acoustic R&B kind of feel to it. Not saying this song is acoustic in any way, but it feels a little more natural and grounded to just like synth pop. So yeah, it's awesome song. It's got a really good feel to it. But I do have to say it's not the catchiest. I don't think the hook is the greatest, but it's there.
Yeah. So out of the three, which one would you say you like the most?
This one, easily. Not even close. Like, this is a song I can confidently say should be a single, like the first single off of an A-side. The other two are completely forgettable throw-in album songs, basically. Not even B-sides.
I don't remember the name of the other two right off, but I'd have to say the first one we talked about and would be probably second for me. This would definitely be the first one.
Yeah, I would say this one's first. Jump, which is the one we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago. That's the second one we talked about. That would be my second. And the first one we talked about was Kimiya Mujaki na Natsu no Jou. That one would be third. And a very distant third for me.
Yeah, I'd have to go listen to them again to see exactly where I'd put them. But this one would definitely be first, yeah.
Yeah, it's not close for me. This song is awesome. Yeah, it's a great feel. And it kind of shows you a different side to Niji because they're usually goofy energy, a lot of rock influences, synth pop influences. This is a very natural approach to kind of cool music, which they don't really do. So
I guess I could also see like TGS doing a song like
TGS, yeah, this. For sure, definitely. TGS doing this song would be fucking awesome. I would love that.
Do they get away with the same outfits?
What outfits?
The bikinis.
I think even the bikinis are different, actually. At least the one I'm looking at in the thumbnail for the first PV we talked about. That's
they're different from... no, I'm talking, can TGS wear the same outfits while performing this song?
Oh. No. I don't think they would ever wear bikinis.
I don't either.
So, I doubt that highly.
At least they're all of age.
Yeah, at least. I mean, still, though, like, TGS are very young-looking.
Yeah.
So, I still not... Don't really need to see that. It's whatever. Alright, anything else on this?
No.
Rate it, dude!
I will give the PV, honestly, I could do without it. I'll give the PV a 75. It's an alright PV for what it is. It's shot well. I probably won't go revisit it again. The song, I'll give an 82. I enjoy the song. It's got that kind of smooth jazz feel to it that I like.
I'll give the PV a 77. It's shot really nicely. Members look great. I love how the PV looks. I love the location. Love the editing. All that's great. A little uncomfortable for me. Just pointing that out. That's all it is for me. It's a little uncomfortable to watch at times.
I guess the acting's pretty good in it.
Yeah, it's convincing. I wish Beboga could learn a thing or two from them. Since they're the sister group, maybe they could study on, how to act in front of a camera for a PV. So yeah, it's shot nicely. It's a good PV. I'll watch this PV, definitely, for sure. But some of it's a little too suggestive for me. And I'm not trying to be a prude or anything, just a little awkward. Song is an 85. It's great feel, pretty catchy, instrumentals smooth as fuck, real crisp. Just play it on and just fucking, just want to let it rain. Oh, and just dance. It's got a good feel.
Those are the wrong sound effects for this video.
Oh,
Or the right ones, depending, I guess. But
Either or. Whatever works. Whatever floats your boat, man. Alright, that's Niji no Conquistador. Natsu no Yoru wa Mijika Sugiru kedo. Next up, you like memes? You like
nope,
social media?
not at all.
Alright, not at all. This group, notall. You did that on purpose, right?
Nope.
Oh,
But I'll take credit for it.
all right. You got it, man. Notall, not at all, but notall. Hashtag what? Skid out and I. Can't hashtag it. Can't put a hashtag on it. Whatever you want to translate it as. So,
How about just no more hashtags?
hey, if you take hashtags away from notall, what do they become? Because they are the social media idol group. They do fan votes and stuff like that through social media. Twitter is their lifeblood. They can't not do it.
And I don't think this is the first time they've used hashtag for their title.
I would not be surprised. I honestly have not seen everything they've done, so can't say for sure.
I think I've seen most of it.
Yeah, but that does not surprise me. Last one, they didn't have anything. Last one was Kimi ni Dadadan. I remember talking about that.
Yeah,
month or two
I think
ago.
it was the one before that.
Yeah, maybe. So the song is just the members just coming across random things and saying hashtags everywhere. Whether it's a check pattern in a pant or the windows of a building. Oh, it's a hashtag. It's a number sign. It's, oh my god, it's a freaking tic-tac-toe board is a hashtag. Oh my god. So they're just finding hashtags all over the world.
The floor pattern is a hashtag.
There you go.
There's a hashtag on my hand.
Right. It's the waffle that she's eating is a fucking hashtag. Everything is a hashtag. So yeah, just memes, man. And one girl is wearing a shirt that says "How depressing."
It kind of is. It kind of is when you're that obsessed
With hashtags.
Yeah.
I'm not obsessed with hashtags, but I'm obsessed with memes, which might be worse than being obsessed with hashtags. So I feel their pain or their struggle of being too obsessed with hashtags. So,
yeah,
I think it's fine. It's dumb. It's a really dumb concept for a PV, but they went all in on it. I appreciate that.
That they did.
And I think it's a pretty good PV for that. I think it's, various locations, seeing different hashtags in different places. You get to see all the members. It's a good PV. And, it's not a story-driven PV whatsoever, but they stuck to the concept of hashtags and they went all in on it. And the biggest issue I can probably find is the Japan filter in performance shots.
It's some
horrid.
of the solo shots.
Yeah, it's horrid.
Yeah.
Did they film this PV in fog? It looks terrible.
Yeah. Fog and at 11 o'clock.
Yeah. And
With
a
the sun
fire
directly behind them.
There was a fire in the building next door. The smoke was just carrying in or something. It looks pretty bad. But it's odd because some shots there's no Japan filter and those shots look totally fine. So it's definitely post-production, video editing work. But yeah, it's a nice little PV. I think it's the most interesting PV they've ever done, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe.
It's the most I don't know, something that left an impression on me the most, maybe, except for the first single, Ningen Penguin or whatever, where they're dressed as penguins.
I was trying to think who did if they had that cell phone PV.
They might have, yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I know. Faint Star had one.
Faint Star. Well, Faint Star, they destroyed phones. They took a bat to them. So there's some cameos in the PV of members of Festive, Star Marie, I don't know these groups. And Yanakoto
Really?
Hearts. Yeah, so they're credited at the end. So if you're curious as to who's in it, it's at the end.
Hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, it's well done. Just yeah, the Japan filter, I can't get down with.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. Yeah, I don't know if I really find this concept interesting. But I'm not big on social media.
I mean, it's for me, it's not even just social media. It's
Oh,
this is
yeah.
just a better concept than, hey, we're idols and we're dancing on a rooftop and we're hanging out in the city.
Yeah.
Yay! We're eating crepes. Yay! You know, it's actually got a theme to it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, I think.
Yeah. I can see that. And it is definitely a little more interesting than just watching that. But I think replayability is not that high.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And that brings it down for me.
You want to talk about the song?
What is the song?
I want to say it's synth rock and has a little bit of punk rock kind of influences. I used to listen to music like this when I was growing up, around like 2003, 4-ish. The two bands that I think of when I hear music like this is uh, Motion City Soundtrack and Reggie and the Full Effect. A lot of synth keyboard, hard drumming, up tempo, and that's basically the three characteristics I would say.
Yeah.
That's the first two groups that I could think of that did music similar to this. I wouldn't be surprised if they did songs like this. Reggie and the Full Effect a little more on the synth side, but yeah, this is totally like Motion City Soundtrack to me. And yeah, I think the song is decently catchy.
Yeah. Yeah, the chorus part's really catchy.
The Go Let's Go,
Yeah.
kind of lazy, but it's catchy.
Yeah. It's kind of lazy, but kind of catchy.
Yeah,
It makes you want to repeat it.
yeah, for sure. I think the other thing that little bother nitpick that I had was they're not very vocally, how do you say, advanced. I think I've always had this
Skilled.
issue. Yeah, with notall. Like I think it's the member that is wearing the How Depressing shirt. Her vocals just really don't do it for me. Like I can overlook bad singers if the vocals just make sense with the song. I don't think hers does. So yeah, just a little nitpick for me.
I didn't really notice any issues for me with that. I
Yeah,
think my biggest issue was more the way it's done. It's almost kind of a whispery type shout for me.
right. That's mostly stems from the fact that they can't really sing and hit those high notes without doing the falsetto singing style.
Yeah.
So that's that's the product of them not having the ability to hit those notes, and
But
which is
there,
fine because 75% of idol groups out there will do that because they
yeah,
aren't very good singers. That's fine. But yeah, I have to point that out.
yeah. No, I can see that.
All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. Hashtag it.
Uh, hashtag lame. Oh, uh, I'd give the song a probably about a 73. It doesn't quite catch me enough to make me want to listen to it, or rather, it doesn't have the right tone to it for me to listen to it. It's definitely catchy enough to listen to it over again, but the vocals ruin it for me. The PV I'll give a 73. It's an interesting concept, but I just don't think the replayability is there for me.
I'll give the song a 73. It's pretty catchy, good energy. I think this is probably the best notall song for me. Probably my favorite. I think this is a song I can definitely come back to and enjoy. PV, Japan Filter kills it for me. It's not a fun PV to look at. Sato Haruka looks fantastic, but her face looks like a ghost. Everything looks like a ghost. Everyone looks like a ghost. I'll give the PV a 67. I do like the concept. I like the idea. I like the way it's shot. But the Japan Filter is bad. It's bad. So it's no tall. Hashtag what's scared out of eye. You can't hashtag it, bruh. What we can hashtag is Yanakoto Sotto Mute. Any.
Okay.
Any. So
any
of them. Anything. So this is the most uplifting and bright song that Yanakoto Sotto Mute has ever done for me. I can't speak for their non-singles, but singles-wise, everything has been very melancholy, somewhat depressing. This is very uplifting, very bright, up-tempo, good energy, awesome instrumentals, good guitar work. Yeah, I really enjoy this song.
Yeah, this is definitely not as depressing.
Yeah.
I found myself pretty much zoning out on it though. And I don't know why. Just I listened to it and I just zoned out.
I think the hook is kind of weak with the vocals. I don't think there's quite a big hook to it. But I grew up listening to music like this, so I have a soft spot when it's done right. So it's like totally up my alley. But I'll give you that. Melodies aren't super great.
Yeah, it does remind me of something, but I can't place what exactly. It's I don't know, kind of a bit of an 80s feel to it. And
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I could see that. PassCode's done songs like this, so it's it's got like a hard rock style.
It's got that kind of hair metal vibe to the instrumentals.
Yeah, definitely. Like the guitar riffs sound super 80s hair metal.
Yeah.
It's pretty great for that, I think. I enjoy it a lot. I need more 80s hair metal guitar work in my life, so.
And I think that may be where I kind of get the disconnect with it. I'm used to, 80s hair metal with the male vocalists and stuff. And
that sing higher pitched than ladies.
Some of them, yes. Or they got that really gravelly voice that, And instead, you've got these really, like, typical idol vocals going on, and it's just like, it doesn't feel right.
I don't know. I like it a lot.
It's a good song. But I'm still not sure I'm sold on this group.
I think I was sold on this group since the first thing I ever saw by them, Horoscope, which was one of my favorite songs from last year, so I am totally down for more Yanakoto.
So they went and joined Magical Punchline to record this video?
Grassy Knoll?
Yeah.
Yeah. This doesn't look quite as expansive and big.
The way it's
shot.
Is actually by the beach instead of in the mountains.
Right.
Looks like.
And it's very member focused, so
oh yeah,
I would say 80% of the screen is taken up by a member at any given moment, so it doesn't really show you how big the area is. It just looks like they're just playing in a field. But
or the beach.
Yeah. It's very dynamic movements, and that's very typical of Yanakoto Sotto Mute. They like nature shots outside in the grass and the sand. So this is very typical for them.
It's better than a warehouse shot.
Yeah, I think that depends. I think if the set is interesting, I think it's
Yeah, if they have a set.
right. If
A
it's
lot
just a
of
white
them don't.
background or yeah, whatever, it sucks.
I can tell you, I hate the outfits.
Yeah. Well, that's their
Those
signature look.
those cape things are weird.
To me, they look like they're in a cult from
Yeah.
like bad horror movie,
Yeah.
which is not a bad idea. I think it's fine. They do have a unique look, but yeah, I agree that it can get a little samey because every performance I've seen, or not performance, but PV I've seen, they wear that. So
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like those shawl capes, whatever they're wearing over the top of the dress,
yeah,
and the high turtleneck.
yeah,
And those look really, really hot.
yeah. Sun is shining for sure. Thankfully, they're wearing white and not black.
The insides are black though.
Yeah. Well, the sun's not hitting it directly, so I'm sure the white reflects it.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
I'd
I wonder
rather
if
wear
those
that
are-
than black.
I wonder if those are reversible.
Could be. Could be. But yeah, it's dynamic movements, 360 angles, stuff you can't really do in a set. So that this is utilizing what is a very plain and boring location, but doing it in a way where it has some intrigue to it and some excitement and energy. So it's pretty well done.
Yeah, and the day progresses. So
Yep.
this was a long shoot for them. This
Probably
took all
spending all day. Yeah.
at least half the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have started at noon, but it definitely took them till sunset.
Yeah.
Which makes it really look nice.
Yeah.
But I have no idea who any of these girls are.
It's only 4 members. It's not too hard. There's that
Yeah.
one main vocalist girl. The second vocalist girl looks like Fukugawa Mai from formerly of Nogizaka, and the other two are the other two because they don't really get solo lines.
I mean, I could tell them all apart, but as far as like knowing names or anything,
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know their names. I haven't even bothered to look their names up.
Yeah. There are 4 girls out of, 2,000.
Yeah. I like the center girl a lot. I think she has a really good voice, and I find her very attractive. So
Is she the one with the super long hair?
yeah,
Yeah.
she gets the most amount of solo lines. That helps too. Anything else on this?
Nah.
Rate it.
I'll give this one a 76 for the song. The PV, I'll give it a 75. It's an alright PV, but I don't see myself going back to watch it again.
I'll give the PV a 76. Shot nicely, good camera work, good editing, but it is very predictably boring because nothing really changes. So throughout the PV. The song I'll give an 85. I've given 3 85s, I believe, so far tonight. They're all tied for me. Really enjoyable, good, pretty good hook, not great hook. With an even better hook, it would have been an amazing song, but the instrumentals, the energy, I love it. Enjoy it quite a bit. So, let's Yanakoto Sotto Mute. NE. Next up, we're going to a festival.
We are?
Yes, so strap it on, boys. Festive, go to Fest.
I like the opening.
the dum dum clap.
Yeah, the wood blocks they use.
Yeah, summery feel to it. It's like shorter river intro.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, and Festive's whole identity is that, hey, we're all about festivals and stuff, as their name would suggest. And apparently they're going to a festival because that's what the title suggests, but really doesn't happen. I don't know what festival that they're talking about in the song is either. Doesn't really point to any specific festival, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's a festival because they wanted a festival.
Yeah, they made one, which is basically camping.
Yeah.
It's not a festival.
Maybe it's a county fair.
County fair with 3 tents, 3 tables, and however many members of Festive there are.
Yeah.
That's the saddest festival I've ever seen.
Right?
This is a shitty county fair. Where are my fried Oreos and pickles?
Your fried Mars bars?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Well, they are eating some good looking barbecue there, I think.
Yeah.
So that's pretty okay. That's a start, but you know, here in America, we're about deep frying junk food, so fortunately
Actually,
Japan has not caught on.
The deep fried Mars bar is Scottish.
I've never had that.
That's apparently where it originated, was Scotland.
Nice. Yeah, I've had fried Twinkies, fried Oreos, fried pickles. Funnel cakes, very, very greasy.
I've had funnel cakes, but I've never had any of the other stuff.
Yeah, they're absolutely disgusting. But you eat it because you're there. And I haven't been to a fair in like 10 years, but yeah, that was my memories. I was like, okay, there's no point in deep frying this Oreo. This Oreo is delicious by itself.
But did it make it better when it was deep fried?
I guess it makes it taste, I don't know, like sweeter.
Fish.
Maybe. No, it makes you fuller, I guess, because you're eating dough. But it's whatever. Fried pickles is disgusting. As disgusting as it sounds.
I don't like pickles, so
yeah, no one needs to eat that. I'm okay with pickles, but it's not good.
the fried pickles doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Good anyway.
Yeah, it's not good. So they're just having a festival by themselves, if you can call it a festival, and it just
They're
turns
having
into,
a party.
Yeah, it's definitely a party. It's a camping party, and a dude wearing a polar bear costume shows up and terrifies the members, but it turns into a water gun fight instead, and with the members wearing bikinis.
Yeah. It's a summer PV.
Yeah. Summer, but camping instead. So, I think in Japan, when people say, oh, it's summer vacation, let's go somewhere, the 2 locations people usually go to are the beach or the mountains. And they chose the mountains because, everyone else does beach PVs, so they're like, fuck it, let's go to a mountain, go camping and shit. So, that's cool. It's different.
Works for me.
Yeah.
I as far as the PV goes, it's fine, and but the song I have issues with.
Okay, why?
The chip tuning. I don't like that. I liked the rhythm they had going at the start, and then it goes into this synth electronic chip tune speed whatever.
Yeah. They just overload you with synth.
Yeah, and then it like cuts back to the opening.
Yeah.
A little more, I'd say a little faster tempo on it, and a little more fuller, but they add another drum in there.
Mm-hmm.
But then it just switches into a typical Idol song. And I don't know. They had something going there at the beginning, but they kind of lost it.
Yeah, I didn't find that big of an issue with that, but I can totally see where this song kind of has an identity crisis, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it's trying to be the festival drum, like wadaiko sound, the Japanese drum sound. At the same time, they want to do like this aggressive synth idol pop. So yeah, maybe it didn't mesh well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that.
And
Yeah.
the vocal melodies stayed pretty much the same throughout the entire song.
Yeah, and it's definitely not nothing to write home about. It's not very impressive. It's not all that catchy, so
Yeah.
it's pretty whatever.
Yep. Mr. Shirokuma, huh?
Mr. Shirokuma, yes sir. Polar bear.
They're in the wrong spot for a polar bear.
Well, the polar bear wouldn't be in Japan anyways, right?
No. Not unless it escaped the zoo.
Right. Well, maybe that's what it is. So yeah, it's pretty not straightforward in execution, but in terms of what I expect from idol groups, it's pretty standard in terms of quality and vocal talents and melodies and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not overly impressive.
I really like that beat too from the
Dum dum
drums.
clap.
Yeah. Rapping too. It's just like, yeah, this song doesn't know what it wants to be.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
No.
Rate it.
Um, this identity crisis of a song, I'm gonna have to give a. I'm gonna give it a 75. Despite the identity crisis, I do like the song. The PV, I'll give a 77. It's shot well, and it's just a bunch of silly stuff.
I'll give the PV a 69. It's shot okay, but I don't think they did anything interesting. It's supposed to be fun, goofy PV, but even with the addition of the completely ridiculous polar bear guy, it's not funny at all. It comes off more corny than funny, which is a little disappointing. Same with the song. It comes off way corny and not in the ironically corny way. It just seems very corny and not very catchy to me. I think I'll give it a 67. So it's Festive. Go to Fest. Last but not least, the Olympics are in 3 years in Japan. So Momoclo's like, let's fucking do it. And their song is called Blast.
They spent some freaking money on this video.
Oh yeah, I mean a fuck ton of extras.
Holy.
They didn't, that my issue has always been, recently at least with Momoclo, they've done everything CG for the most part recently.
Yeah.
So this is a really nice change of pace. It's a realistic Olympic, setup. You got the crowd, the fans, cheering in the background. You have trainers, you have judges, you have coaches, you have opponents.
The arena's all set up the way it should be.
It looks fantastic in terms of setup, for sure. Just everything looks like what it would look like in a professional level.
Yeah, it looks like it should. Yeah, if you've watched, like, table tennis or fencing, you know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
And you know what to expect in this video.
Yeah. It's, Momoclo, I would argue, sometimes works with more budget than big AKS groups. So,
oh, yeah.
AKS only has more budget because they have to move around 16 or so Senbatsu members around and take care of them, but Momoclo was 5 members, but they go all out in the production, whether it's CG work or in this case, just all out massive amounts of extras and,
Set
incredible set
locations,
work. Yeah, it's just awesomely done.
costumes.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, if you've seen a single Momoclo concert, you know what to expect from them, even in PVs. They go all out, and they
Yep.
did for here. It looks great. It's done faithfully. The members, to me, look like they sort of know what they're doing in their respective sports. Like Kanako's judo, Shiori's fencing, uh, Ayaka
Momoka,
is powerlifting, and Momokla and Rennie are playing duels, ping
yeah,
pong.
team or whatever.
Yeah, of course they would be together playing ping pong because that's sort of the shtick, right? They're the Osaretai, right? It's we want to be pushed unit,
Yeah.
so they get shoved into doing something together, and it's ping pong. So not very flashy.
No, I don't know. Ping pong can look pretty freaking wild.
Right, I think they actually get the most amount of screen time when they're actually playing ping pong.
Yeah, yeah,
But
they do.
they don't have their own sport. They're kind of sharing that one sport, which
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
plays to the idea that they're in the subunit of we want to be pushed.
Yeah.
So
I would say they actually have probably the most solo lines too.
I honestly don't know at all because a lot of the PV is not singing. Like there's no actual like members lip syncing to the song.
Yeah.
Only at the end basically. So I honestly don't know. I haven't listened to the song enough to really say like, "Oh, she got more lines than her." So,
Yeah, I'd have to really listen to it, but from what I've heard of the voices, I would say that they got the most lines.
I mean, Shiori gets her own like rap part
Yeah,
in the middle, so she's
which
got
is
quite a bit.
pretty wicked.
Yeah. And, Ayaka's got a bridge,
Yeah.
with Rennie, I think so.
The I still have to laugh at Ayaka's freaking powerlifting.
Right. She barely
'Cause
has
you-
like 3 fingers on the bar,
Yeah.
and it's like above her head.
Yeah, it's not even touching the palm of her hand. That's just like, yeah, that is so fake.
Yeah. It reminded me of Push. I don't know if you remember
Yep.
Push, but there's some
Yep.
powerlifting in that PV.
Or
So-
do you know Junjo where they're doing sit-ups or whatever it is,
Yeah, they're training.
and they're actually just leaning against the wall?
Yeah. So each member win their respective sports, and Kanako's of course the last one to win. And once she wins, they rip off their attire and turn into Momoclo, and they're wearing this fucking
That
badass.
is-
I don't know what it is. It looks like gloves and elbow pads of pro wrestler MMA fighters and fucking I don't know their outfit itself is like they look like Dragon Ball Z characters a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, I don't know.
it's fucking badass. I like it a lot.
They're wearing like freaking armor.
Yeah, it looks badass.
I'm guessing maybe like ninja is
Could
what
be.
it's supposed to be like kind of styled after.
Yeah. It looks awesome. That's
Yeah.
all I can say. So they went all out on this production. It's a cool ass PV, but I think the biggest issue for me is that basically the first 4 minutes or so of the song, there's literally not non-existent, but like there's very little lip syncing. So the song kind of blends into the background, and I kind of forget about it and kind of just fall in love with the visuals instead of the song. And I think that might be also a product of the song. I don't think the song is very good.
Mm. Mm. I I like this song.
Yeah.
It really works for me, and I can't tell you why. Because there's not a lot of singing in it. Most of it is rapping. Or, I don't know, speak singing, or whatever, however you want to call it. But I find it enjoyable. Like, really enjoyable.
I think it's not a bad song, but I think there's an identity crisis. This has been the theme of tonight's show, is the song suffering from identity crisis. I don't know what the song wants to be, because, you know, we can sit here and go, oh, Momoclo songs don't make any sense anyways, right? They go through so many phases, and they always have crazy, you know, transitions and whatnot. The song doesn't really have transitions. It just goes into it. There's no fade-in effect. There's no build to the chorus. There's no build into the rapping part with Shiori. It just all kind of happens and just drops into its place, which is fine, but I think it's a little jarring. And I don't think each respective part of the song is all that great. I do think the chorus melody is really good, but I don't like the instrumentals at all. I think it's flat and just not powerful as it should be, because the vocals are great. I like the melody a lot, but the instrumentals are super flat for me.
I could probably see that. I think if I watched this without the video, I could see that. Because I think I kind of noticed it during Ayaka's part, where she's not, because her lead-in and Kaneko's are both really long. And when they're shooting them, and they're doing the lip syncing, it does feel a little, it does feel a little boring. So I could see that.
I just don't think the song transitions very well from like the verse to the pre-chorus to the chorus to the rap breakdown. It just kind of happens, and I think the verse is like completely forgettable. I think the Shiori rap part is fine. I think the chorus is good, but I don't think the instrumentals do a good enough job to kind of help ease into those parts. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It just kind of happens, and it's not impressive. The sounds don't impress me. The drums sound weak. The weird bassy sound is not powerful. They use like this flat ass, like letting the air out of a balloon sound, but you know, it's lower pitched, of course, but it just sounds dull. Like you're trying to like kill someone with a spoon, basically. It's so dull that it's unimpressive.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
I think if you just pump up the instrumentals, give it a little more power, I think this song would be fucking incredible. Because the chorus is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I think overall it works.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
And this is good. Might probably be one of those where you want the live version rather than the studio version. Because the live version's going to have more, is going to have louder vocals or instrumentals.
Is it?
Generally, yeah.
I mean, it's not a mixing issue. It's the choices in the instruments that they picked, but by the composer or the producer. I just don't think they picked the right synth sounds. I think it's just flat. Unless they reworked the entire instrumental section, I don't think it's very powerful.
Well, the live version probably will have it reworked because most of the time they do it with a live band. You know, the
Is it most of the time? I don't think it's most of the time.
Well, most of their concerts, they have the Momoiro Downtown Band.
Yeah, but they don't perform every song. And I think that's a cop-out to have to want to see the concert.
Yeah. No, I don't argue that part.
And I don't think this song would be better because it's performed by acoustic instrumentals. I think I don't know. They would have to add like massive amounts of horns or something. I don't know what it is. They're missing something. It's dull and flat. The chips are stale. The soda is flat. There's no bubbles, and there's no crunch. When I bite down, it's just chewy and plain.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't have that issue with it, but I can understand where you come from with it.
But I enjoy the song. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the song quite a bit. But it's absolutely disappointing. It could have been so much better.
My thoughts were, it's about time.
Yeah. Well, it's been a year since they released Golden History, right? So, Jesus Christ. For us who live not in Japan, that don't get to see their billion concerts, we have to live through PVs, basically, and when they release only one single a year, it's quite disappointing.
Yeah. Especially when it's a group you really like.
Yep. Momoclo is one of my favorites. So it's like, oh, I forgot Momoclo existed because they release a single maybe once, maybe twice a year if we're lucky, so.
No, I don't forget they exist because I listen to them a lot on my.
I do too. Player. They come up on my playlist quite a bit. They're probably I probably have the most or the second most of their songs on my playlist. It's either them or TGS or Ebichu or Paspo that I have the most of. So they come up very often. So I don't forget about them, but when I see a PV, I forget about them because I had forgotten Momoclo actually existed until I saw this PV this week.
Yeah, I'd probably have to say Momoclo, maybe Hello Project, but
I mean that's a whole umbrella. If you add like 10 groups up, of course you'll have more songs.
I'd have to say either Momoclo or Ebichu for me. Maybe Sachihoko, but I don't think Sachihoko has the amount that the rest.
I don't think you've enjoyed enough Shachihoko. I would say you like more TGS stuff than Shachihoko.
I don't know about that. I like their earlier stuff.
All right. Anything else?
Why is Ayaka doing weightlifting?
I don't know. It's ironic.
I guess. I was expecting to see one of them doing gymnastics.
I mean, Kaneko's going up against a woman twice her size. Yeah. You gotta,
I thought that was
some disbelief here.
I thought that was completely ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I thought judo was all about weight classes, but apparently you can just be in a separate weight class.
A 98-pound weakling up against a what?
140 pounds, 50 pounds probably.
Okay. Yeah.
She looks pretty big.
I was going to go higher than that, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's not very tall, I don't think. Yeah. Just that Kaneko is short.
Yeah. Well, I expected to see one of them doing gymnastics.
Yeah, that would have been... Why not Kaneko?
Yeah, that's what I was expecting, was Kaneko to do gymnastics, either.
But I think Momoclo has somewhat of a masculine image, Yeah. As cute and idly as they can be, I think their fierceness while performing stuff like that comes off very masculine, sporty, athletic.
Yeah.
I think gymnastics, yes, they are athletes, but I think people think of other sports before gymnastics when they think of sports.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Rate it.
I'm gonna give this song an 85. I really like this song.
Christ.
Hey, you gave a couple songs that I'm like, okay?
Because they're fucking good songs.
I don't see it, but okay. So, an 85. And the PV, I'll give it an 85 too. They went all out. It's really good, and I could sit here and watch it.
I'll give the PV an 83. It's shot really nicely. The production quality, top notch. I think there's a little bit lack of lip syncing in the middle parts of the song. I wish there was a little more singing. I think the ending of them dressing in their performance outfits, it needed to happen way sooner. I get it. It makes sense with the ending of the chorus and whatnot. I get that. But those outfits are way too cool to keep it away from us for like 9/10 of the PV. It needed to happen earlier. I'm really sad that I didn't get to see more of it. So, a little disappointing there. The song, I'll give a 78. I think it's catchy. It's got good energy. I think the instrumentals are kind of wonky. I don't think it works very well with the song. It lacks a little bit of a punch. As epic as it tries to sound, it's trying. It's trying to sound very epic and powerful, but it comes off flat, and there's no build-up. It just kind of enters each part of the song with no actual transition. It just happens, so a little disappointing there. So that's Momoiro Clover Z. Blast! So that's all the PVs we're going to talk about for tonight.
I want to see the fail reel for this PV.
I'm sure it's enjoyable.
I'm sure.
But before we end the show, I'm going to talk about the MVPV of the night. I think I know what your MVPV is. What will be your top 2 or 3, since we talked about quite a bit?
My top 2 would be Momoclo and Niji-kun.
Niji-kun, okay. My top 2 is, I think, HKT and either Niji-kun, Yanakoto Sotto Mute, and Momoclo. I don't think I can convince you to go with HKT. That's my pick for MVPV of the week. I like the song way more than the Momoclo song. I think the PV is not as good, but it's a serviceable PV. Let me just make my case. I think that HKT song is the best HKT song since 2015, 2014 or so. So I think it deserves its due, but I know I cannot convince you to pick HKT or Yanakoto Sotto Mute, so I will concede my motion and I will give it to Momoclo Blast, because I think it is a good enough PV to where I don't have to fight against you.
I'm not sure I'd agree with the HKT song being better, but I don't see that.
Yeah. That's fine. We all have opinions.
Yeah, I don't see that one at all.
Yeah. I think it's a very predictable good song, while Momoclo's is... You know what it is? I have an expectation from Momoclo, and they did not meet it. That's what it is. That's why my mood is soured.
You have a very large expectation.
Yeah, that's because they've done very well in the past year with the release of the dual album, and Decoration was one of my favorite things from last year, PV and song. The Golden History was but Decoration was the song of that single, and I thought that was incredible. So I have very high expectations for Momoclo, and unfortunately, or unfairly, that does affect my feelings on when they do good, but not great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I will give the MVPV of the night to Momoiro Clover Z. Blast! So Stardust or King Records, reach out to us, and we'll hook you guys up with some NSK merch. Thanks again to everyone who's watching us live on twitch.tv/NewSchoolKaidon or youtube.com/NewSchoolKaidon. We stream every Saturday nights around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at YoshiRect and Draco at Draco60. Make sure you check out the site newschoolkaidan.com for when the number 244. I keep saying 24. 244 posts his PVs, the PV posts, and you can keep up with basically any significant PV that comes out. And he does a great job keeping up with them and writing a snippet about them. It's a lot of hard work, and we feel it. Draco and I feel it because we talk about as much PV as we can without it affecting like how much we can talk about each thing, and that's half the reason why we cut some of the PVs we're going to talk about this week, because if we have to watch 10 PVs, that means that we get to see the other PVs less to get ready for the show, and that might affect our opinions and whatnot. So
yeah. That's funny. Blast isn't even the lead single or the lead song off the single.
Okay, so it's like a double A side?
I don't know. It's got 4 tracks to it. But
Cool.
Yum Yum is the first the first song on it.
I saw that as a song title. So
That's
hopefully that's ridiculous and interesting, like maybe like Wee Tea or something. That song was amazing and stupid and ridiculous. So yeah. All right, so that'll do it for the show. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep, later.